Peace be upon you. This time of year I always love to make biscuits with the kitchen people. I scrutinize the existing ingredients and make a biscuit recipe with them. In today's video, I will give you 2 suggestions for a recipe for real biscuits that are extremely beautiful. Their ingredients are simple and available at home. Most importantly, the preparation method is easy and simple. We will make one of the anise biscuits. Classic recipes that you can't do without in the winter. Even if you don't like anise, you will love it. This recipe is a very simple recipe. The ingredients are from home and it is very easy to prepare. Take one in the morning tea. It tastes very dangerous and you will not be satisfied eating it. What is nice is that the sugar in it is exactly the same. The second recipe is very suitable for the winter. You will feel that you are eating apple pie, but in the form of small biscuits that are delicious and dangerous and will give you a quantity big. Let's start with the first recipe. I have 4 eggs here, and as usual, eggs will be at room temperature, so if you take it out in the refrigerator at least 2 hours before, I add a cup and a quarter of sugar to it. I like my sugar to be a little soft. If you like my sugar a little higher, you can add up to a cup. I add a small spoonful of vanilla to it and whisk them well, quite vigorously, until the sugar dissolves and volumes. The mixture will double with me. This step does not require a whisk or mixer. You can do it in the mixer is very normal. Stop beating. And start adding the ingredient that is on the turn. You need to have at least a quarter cup of oil or melted butter, or you can make a mixture between the two, as I did. I used half the amount of oil and the second half of melted butter. I go over the mixture and I beat again for about 30 seconds. I have 2½ cups of flour here. You can use fine flour or all-purpose flour. I add it to the mixture with a sprinkle of salt. They have a large spoon of baking powder. I give them a simple stir first with a mixer like this before I turn it on, so that all of this mixture doesn't come out on top. Finally, I start the mixer at a very slow speed. If you are working in the mixer from the beginning, you will take the liquid mixture, put it in a plate, mix in the flour, and use a hand mixer. Or hang until the mixture melts. It is as if we were making a cake exactly, but without milk. Until now, and our biscuits are plain. We can add a flavoring such as anise to it, which will give it a strong sweet taste. I provide 2 large spoons of anise seeds and start stirring them with the mixture from bottom to top until they are combined. I take a fairly large tray, size 25 by 30, 30 by 40. It should be rectangular or square in shape. The tray I have is non-stickable. You need to add any greasy material to it. If the tray you are using has something sticky in it, you can put a sheet of butter or a baking sheet in it. First, put the mixture in it and you will feel that it is a little heavy because it is missing milk. I start spreading the mixture with the spatula in the tray. Then I grease my hands with a little strong oil and start leveling the surface by baking it in the oven. Preheated at 180 degrees, the flame in the middle. It will be cooked from above and below. It will take 25 to 30 minutes. As soon as you notice that it has taken on a golden color from above and below, turn it over and take it out at about the same time. It will take about 30 minutes in the oven. Once it comes out, wait for it for 5 minutes. Then turn it over and take it out of the tray at a length, then put it in a pocket. My knife has a serrated edge like this on the outside, and I start splitting the biscuits with my fingers in the size that I like. First divide from the middle, then divide by the width with your fingers in the size that you like. It is best to cut it lengthwise. Do not wait too long on it to cut it. It will be easy for you. And at the same time it will not spread. Be careful and hold each piece like this while you are dividing it just so that you do not fool around with it, and this will be the size. The biscuit sticks may be a little wider. If the size of the tray was smaller, the larger they were, the less fish the tray has, the more I take the rest of these cake sticks and then put them back on a second tray, but on its side. This means that the light part that is above and below will be exposed to the heat. Baking it again at a temperature of 160 degrees. The fire will be from above and below. It will take 20 to 25 minutes. It is best to leave it alone. Your eyes are on it. I mean, keep an eye on it. Did it take on a golden color and get roasted? Or is it still a golden color? We would like to take it out quickly. Do not open the grill on it, because it will take on a strong color quickly and will remain soft on the inside. We would like to turn it from a cake into a biscuit. When it comes out of the oven after it is browned for the second time, you will feel that it is still a little soft, but leave it in the air and it will dry and crisp with you, and it will still have a very dangerous taste. This is what it looks like after it is cooked for the second time and toasted and taken. The color is golden, crispy and delicious, and you only need a cup of tea. You can eat it like this, but I love a sausage in my tea more. I always like to make a small amount of it. I put it in a box and cover it. It will stay with me for up to a week. It is one of the best recipes that you can try, and it is essential like this. It cannot pass the food without doing it. Biscuits at home. People, try them and don't forget to tag me on Instagram. Apple biscuits with cinnamon, as if you were eating apple pie, but in the form of small biscuits. When you take a bite of it, you will feel that it dissolves in the bugs while you eat it. It is completely sugary, and it will give you a good quantity. You need 6 apples, and I choose a few apples that are a little sugary, so that they do not remain sweetened with the peel of the apple and the peel of the potato, so that a large amount of it is not paralyzed. It is strong. Oh, dope, take it away from him. A simple peel, but then I start grating it with the coarse part of the grater so that he doesn't fool around with me. Take care with your hands. You are grating apples so that you don't get embarrassed. What do I take the amount of apples that I grated and put them in a bowl with 6 large spoons of sugar? I put them on a medium heat and continue stirring, and you will notice at first that apples are starting to release their water. Better stir them until you are sure the water in the bowl has all dried up. And you will notice in the end that the apples are cooked and remain like a paste for a little bit. In this step, I turn off the heat and take the apples on a plate so that they cool down with me. To taste the camel pie, I add a small spoon of cinnamon with it, optional if we have any kind of nuts. Can we add it to them? I provided them with half a cup of chopped walnuts. This is an optional ingredient that you can add or dispense with it. I want to stir it together and leave this filling to cool on the side until I prepare my biscuits. This filling has a dangerous taste. You will feel like you want to eat it before you put it inside the biscuits as well, but don't be reckless and let it cool on the side. Come, I will show you how to make biscuits without a whisk or a mixer. Nothing at all, and I have about a cup of butter here. 200 grams of the butter that I use will be unsalted and will be soft at room temperature if the weather is cold and the butter is cold and firm at room temperature. All you will do is get a jar or pot, boil water in it, then get rid of the water in it and cover this butter dish with it for a minute or two so that the atmosphere of the butter should be a little warmer than room temperature. Don't wait until it melts. When you feel that it has become soft like this, and you press it on it exactly as I press it like this, it will be in this consistency. Take it out from under the pot or from under this dish at all times. I put the butter in this dish and put half a cup of oil with it. I add 1 egg with them and they have a spoon. A large spoon of yogurt. A large spoon of yogurt, approximately 50 grams. This is a small spoon of vanilla. With them, I put a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and with my hands at all times, without a whisk, a mixer, or anything at all, I knead this mixture well until it turns into a creamy mixture, and I have here 4 cups of flour. Use any flour that says fine flour on it, and here I forgot that I don't. I increased the vinegar, so I added a large spoonful of it. I love a little blood of apple cider vinegar, so I added a large spoonful of it and put it on the side like this. The liquid mixture is far from the flour, and I started to stir all of these ingredients together in biscuit recipes. The main thing is that you don't knead it too much, heart it and knead the dough all the way around, turning the first like this with my fingertips until the whole flour mixture is distributed with me. Then I start to remove the dough and apply it to each other so it starts to come together with me. Without kneading it, too much kneading activates the gluten inside the dough, making it a biscuit recipe. It becomes a pastry recipe, or it is made. Mix it and apply it in this way until the dish remains clean in the end. The most important thing is to achieve a cohesive biscuit dough that does not stick in the hands, but when you cut it so far, it will cut with you as long as you walk. Know that your biscuit dough is excellent and correct, and there is nothing wrong with it, and you are good to go. I divided this dough into pieces, each piece exactly the size of an orange. I have 3 pieces the size of a large orange and a piece the size of a small orange. I take the first piece and place it between 2 sheets of baking paper or between 2 plastic bags and start rolling it out in a circular way in this way. Then I get a cover that is smaller than the size of the piece of dough in front of me and I shape it in this way and then cut a pizza or with a knife I begin. I remove the excess from the dough and by cutting it, I divide it into 4, then I divide it into 8 again at the same time. This filling will have cooled completely, so I can easily put it inside the dough in each triangle. I put a medium spoon in it and roll it up. And it looks delicious like this. When I finish it, I put it on a tray with a baking sheet and the seal of the dough will be underneath. After I finish the whole quantity, I bake it in a preheated oven at 170 degrees. The one in the text opened fire on her from below, but she almost needed someone with me 15 to 20 minutes in general. Keep your eyes on it. As soon as it takes on a golden color from underneath, take it out all the way. Do not open the fire on it from above or brown it from above so that it does not crack. Take it with me in the oven for about 15 minutes. I take it out when it takes on a nice golden color from underneath and let it cool completely. Side by side and do not move it all from the tray, and when the biscuits are completely cool with you, sprinkle a sprinkle of powdered sugar on top of the recipe. It is delicious and you will love it very much, especially in the winter. You will find it as an apple pie disguised as small biscuits. Look how much dip and Max biscuits with apples and cinnamon are different, new, and real. You will love them very much. I hope you liked today's video. Try the Anise biscuits. Try the apple biscuits. And send me pictures on Instagram. I will wait for your opinion here in the comments. When try them. And I will show you well in a new video and a new recipe. Goodbye, they are beautiful.